Good morning, guys. Kevin here. Just going to take a bit of a walk outside. We had some beautiful light dusting of snow last night, about 2 inches, I guess. And I thought I'd walk around for a minute and have a look-see. So this right here behind us is a pergola where the hardy kiwi, where two of the hardy kiwis are, a male and a female plant. We did lose a couple of our hardy kiwis this past summer, likely due to the very tough drought. This little chain link apparatus or dog kennel right here with a little tube that I was going to put plastic over it is protection for our carrots that are still in the ground, the overwinter carrots. So they've got multiple bags of leaves on top of, not in the bags anymore, but leaves as a mulch covering them up, and we'll see how well that works. And they're around the front as well. You just turn around here for a second. Down here, next to the workshop barn area, is the Zone 1C garden. Permanent raised beds. I did a video previously on this bed, and we got those all tarped before the big snow came. We've had snows that have come and melted over time. Behind me here is Zone 1B. This is a larger zone here, and that's also all new permanent raised beds. This is one of the hoops that we grew winter squash, melons, and various beans, string beans as well, and snap peas. The eagle over here, that snow's covering, I'm just trying to make this happen, snow's covering where the lavender is at times, and that's been seen in some of the videos that we've done along the way. Try and get some of the woods back in the background. I don't know how well this is showing up on, I'm looking at the small screen, but all throughout the woods around, it's got a nice light coating of snow, and it's rather picturesque. So if you're not used to this area and you're from the southern area, this looks pretty neat. And the sky is a fair amount of cloud cover, but there is some sunshine today. Now, you wouldn't call this sunshine anyplace else in the country, but I guess I'm going to call it sunshine here. Here's what I call our handicap raised beds. These are 2-foot block walls that have worked extremely well, and we put these in several years ago. I made it so that it's wheelchair accessible in case there's ever a significant injury and we're restricted to wheelchairs. Right here, I've got sliding glass doors covering up this bed right now. This is a rain gutter bed system that works very well. We grow very, very short rooted plants in this one. So some of the spinach, certainly the beets is another crop that we put in here. And that's it with this section. See, the deer have been walking all through in here. This is one of the areas that we have been growing our blue potatoes, and again, that's loaded with anthocyanins. These flavonoids are potent antioxidants, anti-inflammatory agents, and but this coming year, that's probably going to be, I'm going to be moving a couple of our raised bed in the dog run and taking the strawberry plants that are in there and putting them in this mound. That's one of our thoughts. It's 34 degrees right now, which is kind of neat. I always enjoy when we get a little sunshine and see a little bit of a from the spillway here from the canal system. So there's a canal system all along this area right here, and the spillway is going into the bioremediation part of the canal system. That's where we see all the wetland plants that you'd find at nature centers. The pergolas back here in the background, they have our, oh gosh, probably the wind is making noise again. They have our grapevines on them. One didn't make it this year, but the other one's still doing well. This one here had a bit of a problem, so I'll have to take one of our grapevines and replace that. So since it's a little windy out here, I guess I'll stop this video, just show. So that's the back of the workshop barn area in Zone 1C there. And I'm going to go over to the coop. Actually, I'll go around this way. I got a couple of comments on the pond systems recently on the last couple of videos I posted, and I gotta say that putting the pond systems on your property, they do a lot to enhance the biodiversity, bringing in various predatory insects. Certainly there's frogs, there's toads. Toads go after the voles as well. So there's so many beneficial aspects to having these pond systems, and we have osprey and eagles that eat up that fish out of our ponds, belted kingfishers, great blue herons, green-backed herons, green herons, and bitterns. So there's such diversity, and certainly all the various turtles and snakes as well. I know some people are a little squeamish about the snakes, but I love them. Behind me here on this side of the workshop barn area, the front's going to be the educational center, and hopefully we'll have some housing for interns in the future as well. And you can see these are permanent raised beds as well, and this is Zone 1D, and the place that I talked about before with the looking at the shadows this past week. This over here will be an area where we're going to be putting a hoop house as well, so we can grow greens throughout the season. So into the work area and coop area. It's got a long ways to get finished in here. A lot of work to be done, and even everything right now we're in the midst of doing some seed saving. So we've still got quite a few seeds that are jarred up in our old peanut butter containers, and these ones, I'll show you another spot. These will all be going down into the root cellar before long, and so the seed saving is really important for the things that we're doing. I get pretty excited about it. I just have one more bin of seeds to get put away, and I'll just mention that two of the plants that I really like to see go to flower and go to seed are the broccoli and the kale. In the spring, the kale plants will shoot up their flowers, and that's really fantastic for the honeybees as well as many other pollinators and beneficial insects, predatory insects. And in the fall, the broccoli send up all their flowers. So after the goldenrod is finished up, the broccoli's there very early, shortly after the dandelions come up, the kale flowers, and I get the seeds from these. And I do sprouting during the winter months, and inside I've started sprouting. And I'm doing microgreens. So like with the kale, I'll get 1.5 quarts of seed from the kale plants. Both Russian red and curly kale are the two that we've gotten recently. And that'll do our microgreens all winter long. The broccoli, I didn't get in the ground soon enough this year, so I didn't get to save the seed from the broccoli. So that was a bit of a disappointment. So I just bought some broccoli seeds, and those broccoli sprouts probably have up to 100 times the phytonutrients, and those are really important to us because we're health-oriented, whole food, plant-based people. We're really looking at the scientific literature, reviewing that regularly, trying to find out how to grow the most nutrient-rich foods. And we do grow a lot of cruciferous vegetables here. And the potatoes that we grow and the sweet potatoes we grow, well, I try to get the ones that are loaded with anthocyanins, like I mentioned, the blue potatoes, the blue sweet potatoes, because they're potentially much healthier for us. And it's basically an in and out system. Our bodies are. The more high quality components that we're putting into our digestive system and enhancing our immune system, the better our tissues and organ systems can respond to the challenges that we face throughout life. So I'm going to walk over here for a second. Oh, and here you can see the winds had a rough time. They really beat down some of our banana plants, some of our citrus, because they got them out into the nursing areas. And so they took pretty much a beating. We only have a few of the figs inside this year. You see lots of buckets. Yeah, this place is a mess. And out those French doors is the greenhouse that hopefully next spring I'll be getting that up. In March, all of these shelves will be filled with all of our seedlings on both sides. And let me see, I'll show you. So I stopped doing the big fodder system that I was doing before, and I don't know if this is showing up, but these are sunflower sprouts and oat sprouts, sunflower and oat. And so I'm going to give those to the chickens in a couple of minutes. Behind me here, down below, I'm not sure how well that's going to, those are some of our vermicomposting, our worm bins. Hello guys. These are, the ducks are khaki Campbells. Just going to go ahead and open up the since it's 34 degrees and kind of nice out here. And so the khaki Campbells are not the friendliest, sociable with human breed of ducks, but they do have a interesting personalities. And the chickens, So, yeah, guys. they're all a little bit nervous and distressed, and I haven't thrown in the food yet, but I wanted to show you some of the bedding down in here. We make it nice and deep. So that's about 4 inches deep right now. I don't know if that's maybe 5 inches. And mostly composed of leaf needles, materials like that. You can see some of the materials that were left over from the kale, from the seeds of the various plants. You can see some of the broccoli and kale stalks that are in here. Some of the corn husks. Apples on the floor in here as well. It's okay, guys. It's okay. I gotta come in and clean everything. Yes. Okay, I'll go get you some food.